Who's that Pokemon? The Kaceymon.
What are you waiting
Just
for?
do
I'm
it.
almost 30.
I said fucking do it.
You can
Just
do it.
do it.
Get up and do it.
Oh yeah.
Meta made me as
Creator culture is
Because her neck keeps breaking backwards every time.
It's Joe Rogan.
slightly intimidated.
His
Shout to
soul is like a
Echo.
whole- Quit bullying
No,
this man, right?
That's
My
all right,
balls
then.
haven't grown today. I need to make a
Yeah.
deep voice.
Welcome to the 1Verse podcast.
Welcome to the 1Verse podcast, the number one podcast in the metaverse. Today, I'm very excited to introduce the one and only Kaceymon. She is a Horizon Worlds builder. She has some amazing worlds, but she's also a metaverse content creator. And she's been doing really big things in the metaverse space. So we're really excited to have her on. And it's a very special day. It's Mother's Day currently. I know this isn't going to be aired on that date, but she's also a mother. So just before we start, let's just give a big shout out to all the mothers. We couldn't do anything without y'all because I know from experience that, it's impossible to be a mother. I don't know how y'all do it. So let's get it started. What's up, everybody?
What's up? What's up? Happy Mother's Day to every
Hello.
mother out there, especially
Happy Mother's
Day. Mother's Day to my mom. Hey, love you, mom.
Yes, happy Mother's Day.
I said Happy Mother's Day.
Very
I said
good
Happy Mother's Day
introduction,
already.
Big
Nobody
Zach.
heard me. Nobody heard me. I
He
said Happy
was-
Mother's Day already, okay?
No, it's okay.
Big
All right.
Zach was,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
Anyway.
Okay. Yeah,
It's
so-
like, man, I just roll off of bed. I'm in here.
I'm actually
He's
still
comfortable.
on my bed. Yeah.
So, Kaceymon, we like to start this podcast out with how you got involved in the metaverse, in VR especially.
I've been a gamer as long as I could remember. It's always kept my attention, kept my focus, and I've just enjoyed it. And when I started streaming, I loved getting all the new technology that I could afford, which at the time wasn't much. I saw the opportunity to have an Oculus Quest. My family member gifted one to me on the holidays, and it just took off from there. Paige Dansinger brought me into Horizon Worlds, and here I am now with a whole lot of story in between.
Right on.
Yeah. Like, you were always a streamer, you said?
In the last, I guess, 3, 4, 5 years, I've dabbled back and forth. But once Facebook gaming programs took off and then the metaverse, I just saw the opportunity to earn real income and I went for it. And the better things got, the harder I buckled down and turned it into a career.
Nice.
That's awesome. So when
That's
did you
awesome.
first come into Horizon Worlds?
It's been a year and a half. I got in when the beta went invite.
Oh,
Oh,
wow. A year and a half? You were
Yeah,
here
been here a long
early.
time. Yeah, I know most of the alphas. They're amazing people, highly respected, and really, really good people.
So
It's been a
that makes
pleasure
you
to grow with
technically an alpha, doesn't it?
them. No, there was
said beta,
a stage
right?
before. Yeah, so there was alpha testers like Paige and I believe HoloLens, Ruth maybe, and after that, when the invite went to, or when the beta opened to specific invites, that's where I was. So still very early on, but not from the beginning.
No. That's awesome.
And in the past year and a half, what progress have you seen in Horizon Worlds?
It has been exponential growth. I mean, to watch it go from no textures and blocks to getting gizmos that launch things into motion. I've watched the scripting and the language develop. I've watched visuals, graphics, textures develop, but I've really liked watching the ecosystem develop and grow. It's been unique. It's something I've never seen in any other platform, and I like all of them. I have nothing bad to say about any specific platform. I hope they all grow, but ours here is just different. And that's been my favorite part about it.
Difference.
It's been like, well, it is. It's been like watching a society grow really quickly. watching people learn to communicate in different ways, watching how things mirror real life, how social circles
Mhm.
develop and classes naturally develop and ecosystems finally, even monetization and funding. And yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I will
been
say the
incredible to
community
watch
here is a
develop.
lot different from other
Hmm.
social apps that have been on the VR. Feels a lot more like almost intimate here than anything else. You know, it's a more real life experience than like if you were to go to VR chat where it's a little more sit in front of a mirror and stare at yourself for hours. But it is a lot more intimate, I feel. A lot more connections are being made here than anywhere else.
Well,
That's very
it's
true.
it's a lot of equality here. We're all face to face. We're eye level. In real life, I'm tiny. I'm 5 foot tall, 110 pounds. And here,
Oh
I
wow.
know
Oh
you've
wow.
got to look me face to face. I carry myself like I'm really tall, though. I have to, and that's why I've excelled so well. I mean this in the most humble way possible. We are all virtual here. I am not afraid of anybody in a virtual avatar. Those I'm afraid of are those who do business, who I vet, who I can see, who I know mean what they say. All of the people here in this room, good business people. Outside of that, which is respect, I don't have fear in here. And nobody should. Everybody should be their best, most confident selves. It's
I
Yeah.
feel like people should be like that in the real world though too. Have no fear of
it's
nothing.
helped. It's helped. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it's changed my real life. I literally just went on the trip of a lifetime. I mean, maybe not to some, but for someone like me, it was. Again, never would have happened without this community, this ecosystem, and a lot of people here in this room that helped set me down these paths.
Right, right. Actually, I want to dig down a little bit on that. You said someone like you. What do you mean by that? Someone like you. What is the story
I'm
of Kaceymon?
I'll go into some of it. Um, I'm from a really small town. There's not a lot to do here. The biggest city is Baltimore.
Okay.
There's just not a lot here if you're not in the right industry and if you don't know people. I didn't know lives like we've all built in here really existed in the real life. This is why it's so fun.
Oh
It's always
wow.
been such a blast for me seeing what you all make. I mean, I knew it was on TV, but I didn't think that stuff was really achievable for someone who came from nothing, from literally the
Yeah.
absolute bottom up more than once. And it is. I'm living proof of it. It's unbelievable. That's my story. The metaverse made me. Meta made me. As corny as it sounds, it's true.
So pretty much what I'm getting out of it, kind of like so meta, kind of like exposed you to a lot of more information, to a lot more uniqueness in people since you come from a
Opportunities.
small town, correct?
Yeah,
Because you didn't see this in a small
opportunities.
town. You probably didn't see the diversity as much as you're seeing inside the metaverse. Is kind of like what I'm getting, right?
Absolutely. And I had someone tell me if you're not if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And that's how I felt
Yes.
a lot of my life.
Yeah.
And people weren't ever kind for it. And then I came here and I'm never the smartest person in the room. And it's so nice. You bump shoulders with the most amazing people, the most intelligent, most educated, or just talented people. And a lot of them much more than me. And I love
Yeah,
it.
I know you're in the room with me, right? So like obvious. I'm just kidding, everybody. I'm just
Let's
kidding.
no,
But
I mean
um
flex though, it's true. You guys have
I
done
think
some
Homed's in the wrong
amazing
room.
things. Oh, don't you pick on Homed. Leave him be.
but the
No, you
one
guys
thing
have
that
done
I did
amazing
wanna
things.
say that I like that you said kind of meta made you because for a lot of people,
Should
the
make that a
real world's
slogan.
scary, and I guess it shouldn't be scary. We shouldn't be afraid of other people, but especially if you're a little smaller in size, you're a girl, whatever you have. Um, in the metaverse, we can all essentially be the person that we want to be, and practicing
Exactly.
that character that we create here, it's a lot easier to be like in the real world. I'm not going to be me. I'm going to be Schlick. And then Schlick is the coolest guy ever. It's like Jim Carrey. He said he's not that guy that you see on TV. He's this artist who likes being with his thoughts. But
Yeah.
on TV, to make that money, he had to build this character that he knew people would like. So it's kind of cool. This kind of brought you out of your shell in the real world, it feels like.
It did. It did. I've done things that I never could have imagined. I'm was terrified of flying, not for any particular reason, just turbulence, and I've had a rough time in the past with it. I only flew once as an adult before this trip. This trip I had 3 total flights. So there was a layover on the way back. Did fine. I had way too much fun to even care. I learned
Yeah.
so much. I went and saw live music at a crowded place, also really out of character for me, and it just wasn't a big deal.
Just
Like
the way you
all what
said
I've
that.
learned in here.
Yeah.
At a crowded place,
Yeah,
sounded like it's like when you were born and then you walk outside the door and you see earth and nature. You're like, whoa, I've never seen
literally
the
how
trees
I
before.
feel. I get
What is that
nothing but
sun? It's
just
burning my skin. Oh fuck.
no, no, but it's here in Maryland, you're the closest thing. There's nothing in walking distance. You have to get a
Yeah.
trolley to go in town. And with 2 kids, it's damn near impossible. Down there, you walk out of a door in any neighborhood and you've got so many things to do in walking distance. Places to eat,
Yeah.
things to see. A lot of really adorable animals all over the place. Like it was like seeing a new world. And
Well, where
people
did
were
you go?
nice. Austin.
Oh, Boston.
Texas.
Oh,
Texas.
Austin. They said Boston.
No, Austin.
Austin,
Austin,
Texas. Joe
Texas.
Texas.
Rogan, we're watching you. I watch every one of your episodes. Shout
Look,
out to
watch.
Kaceymon. Joe Rogan, she lives
Look.
by you.
Joe
No, I
Rogan, we
don't.
want you on this
I
podcast
do
if you're
not.
listening.
Stop.
Okay.
Listen,
Yeah.
no, God. This why if you see this, I would love to meet you, slightly intimidated, but I was at Lake Austin recently on the other side of town from your house. So cool stuff. I hope to live nearby one day. See?
Yeah.
That's smooth. That's smooth. You can feel
Smooth.
the calmness in my voice, can't you?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I
Right?
can.
Yeah.
Law
You're
of
really
attraction
good.
is the key. Law of
Thanks,
attraction. If
Joe
that's what you
Rogan.
want, attract it.
Appreciate you. I want to talk. I just want to say hello. Would make me super happy.
That's why I love this. And that's why I was so excited to have you on because actually,
Mm.
not gonna lie, I really didn't meet you much. I met you once and we went to Metacourt together. And I don't know
Yes.
why they were kept putting me in jail. And then Casey was, come on,
Oh.
guys, quit putting him in jail. And you were like sticking up for
I
me.
got
It was
put
the
into jail.
Unfortunately,
funniest thing
you probably
ever
deserved it.
because she was like, come on, guys, let's not keep putting him in jail.
Stop,
It was
bro.
so
I'm
great. She's like,
tough.
quit
No,
bullying
I'm
this
tough.
man, right?
Shh. I'm tough. Stop this. No.
But
I love the
that
kindness,
was one
though.
of
I
my
love the
first
sweetness of your
experiences
parents.
with you, and it was good. And then I was like, whatever. And then the thing that really put me on was like, we got to have her on the podcast. Was we saw your feature with Horizon Worlds? Shout out to
Thank
Horizon
you.
Worlds
Thank
on your
you.
world. What was it again? The world?
I I built the new Fail to Render Comedy Club here in Horizon Worlds for Kyle Render and Big Al, amazing professional stand-up comedians that do shows in VR. Very talented people, amazing. Yeah,
And the way
and it
you
also
spoke
showed
in
the
that,
condo.
it was just so well spoken that you were. It was amazing. Did you have a script or did you just freestyle that? Because it was just so beautifully executed, your message and everything like that. It was awesome.
Um, no, I never read from a script. You can tell where they clipped scenes, but that was definitely reflective of what I said. And that's the message I really live. I am my truest self in here. I am absolutely driven by what I what I experience in real life. It is the reason behind almost all of my builds. If you pay enough attention when I get all of my worlds back, there's a long story. My life is documented through my building in Horizon. You can see my growth, my style changes, where my life changes. And the memories that I want to share with other people. Like my most recent build, the This Feels Familiar. Yeah, I published an update where I added an airplane ride where you can see, like the little city. It's like a weird dreamscape, very weird,
Okay,
not in a
okay.
bad way. I don't know how to explain it. It
I love
just,
weird.
you just have to go. It's
He
beautiful.
does.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
gorgeous. It's very immersive, and it's
Never
just
fail.
getting started. Yeah, high detail. It's beautiful. That's what I've gotten the most credit for is the detail level on my builds. I like to get asked if I've designed something in Unity. Happens sometimes.
Hey, it's
Feels
Nice.
beautiful.
good.
Have you done stuff like this before, like graphic design or building in Unity?
Well, I've done graphic design and been in the art field my entire life. Almost always
Okay.
independently, even like now. But yeah, I'm all self-taught though. That's the cool part.
Yeah.
Photography, videography, graphic design, 3D VR design, and yes, some VR modeling now. Getting
So
there.
you're just an empath for sure. You're definitely an empath.
I guess so.
Mm,
I guess.
definitely,
I don't
yeah.
know.
Like if you're not just stuck to one thing and you're doing like different things like that, that means you're an empath. You love to learn. Like that's you can't be stuck to one thing. Like you have to pick up new different things in order to keep staying stimulated and to keep expressing yourself through creativity. You're pretty much an empath. It's dope.
If
It's
you
a
say
good thing.
so,
That's a
I
really good
trust you.
thing.
Yeah,
You know.
they
And
say,
I think, hold on, go ahead. Go ahead.
you go, you go. It's
Oh no, I
better
was gonna
to.
say I remember a while back when I think we met each other. What is it? It was in the plaza. I remember at the
Mm-hmm.
plaza we came across each other where we met. I remember you saying, I think you were speaking about a story about you, like your life and your experience and how Horizon Worlds community helped you kind of like stay like
Yeah,
you know, together and like helped you through some hard challenges and et cetera, et cetera. Do you want to like elaborate a little bit on that or touch up on that so people could get to
sure.
know where'd you come from
A little
a little
bit,
bit more?
sure. So I went through a really rough change in my life, and it's something a lot of people go through, but for me, it was bad timing, and I had never been just independent on my own. And with two kids, that's tough. And it meant for a lot of rapid life changes. The one thing that didn't was my headset and the friends that I had spent months getting to know that I couldn't just put away or forget about because they'd all integrated into my life at that point. And that was just a few months into the invite only beta. And it was hard. I didn't have anyone in real life to support me. I was absolutely alone until someone in VR looked at me and said, "That's ridiculous. You have all these people that care about you. What are you talking about? We're real people. We count too."
Aw.
And it put things into perspective for me, and they buckled together, and some other people that were going through a hard time, we all built in the Purple Flowers world. I made a contribution to that by Paige Dansinger, Better World Museum. And they just all spent time with me. We all spent time together, supported each other, and employees, staff, the general community, they held my hand. It was adorable and ridiculous, and they got me through it. And they didn't just get me through it. I expected them to just set me down after. They didn't. They've just kept lifting me up higher and higher. Even when I try and shy away from it, nobody lets me, and I don't let them either. So, yeah,
That's
that's
amazing.
a bit
Yeah.
into it.
Same.
I survived because of Meta, and Meta made my career.
That's
Yep. So my
amazing.
statement
That's
of it being intimate, more, I mean, just like almost like they're your family now. Like,
Yeah.
they check up on you and lift you up. That's kind of how we are too. We do that here. So more than people in real life with me, honestly. You know,
Yep,
it's amazing.
same.
seriously, yeah,
Definitely.
yeah, big
People in
time.
my real life still don't even comprehend the interview or like the Oculus blog I show them. I'm like, look what I did. And they're like, and And I'm
Right
like,
on.
What is that
That's
video
cool.
game? What is that?
wow. And I'm like,
So anyway,
wow.
That's what
But
it says
everyone
about
in
the culture.
Yeah, it does. But you come in here and I have people that say they saw a TikTok from months and months ago from Justin Wee, which shout to them because they gave me a huge boost. Everything like I said, I shouted the builds I've done earlier. It's No one lets me down here. I can't hide. Everyone gives me credit, even when I don't want it. People make me take it. They're so supportive here. It's just so much
That's how it
better.
should be. That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Like, it's like supporting your mind, right? Like, whatever you create, whatever creativity, whatever spark you have, you got to support that. That's how it should be in the real world too. Because hey, that just promotes more and more positive energy and more creativity from other people. Because other people see that, and they're like, "Oh, look, she just got respect for that really cool thing that she did. That means that
Yes.
I don't have to be shy with my ideas. That means like I express my creativity, and maybe one day I get noticed for that, and then that just kind of keeps promoting creativity,
It
positivity,
does.
growth, and so on and so on and so on and so on. So
It
that's great that
does.
this community does that
And I've
for
heard
sure.
complaints about, and I hate this term. I'm sorry to anyone who supports it, toxic positivity. No, no.
What?
I have spent
Toxic
that's the
positivity.
first
being
time I've
How's
heard
overly
that?
that.
positive.
I'm
First of
toxically
all,
positive,
this
everybody.
right we have channels, right? We
Makes sense.
control how much we want to deal with. And if you're putting a bunch of not positive things, then you're upsetting one half. If you're posting too much positive now, I've heard that's problematic. Look, I don't have the energy for either extreme. I'm just going to keep sailing right in the middle where I'm
Mhm.
comfortable because it's my channel. And if someone wants
Mm.
to run it for free and balance it a little better, by all means. Until then, it's going to stay exactly how it is. I've had enough
Yeah.
negativity in my life
You
for
gotta stay
almost
original.
30 years. Yeah, original, and that I've had so much negativity in my life. This is the one place I'm entitled to not have it because I have control here. I can block somebody. I am not forced to be in a room with somebody I don't choose to be. No man, no woman holds me to something that I don't have an active choice in the matter. And that's been the most empowering thing about Horizon is it gave me the choice. And I
Let's
choose to be
go.
here with you guys.
You don't owe
Yeah,
nobody nothing, man.
Yep.
I love it
My kids.
because we all
My
need to be
kids.
like that. Yeah, like see, there's not even a reason why I don't like you, dude. I just don't want to be around you. And guess what? You have the right to do that, and we should all respect that. That's amazing that we have that
No, and
capability.
like
That was what I wanted to talk about. Is like the culture in the real world. I keep grabbing your drink. Sorry.
no, and I mean like still be able to work together. I don't care how
Yeah,
much two people don't like each other. There's no reason that you two shouldn't be able to work in the same room as each other. If it
yeah,
is helping the entire community out, you can be uncomfortable for an hour of your time to help 10,000 other people. And if
yeah.
you cannot do that, then there's a whole nother problem there, and I'm not it because I'm willing to work with
Mm.
absolutely anybody if it's going to help the community. I'll live. I've been uncomfortable for a lot longer than an hour before.
Like, how do you see like the Twitter culture is sheesh, did you hear that? Sorry. I'm just getting rid of this.
You
I'm
didn't
sorry.
say that right. Can you redo that? Sheesh.
Sheesh. Oh man. Okay. I just
Sheesh. Shout
my
shout to
soul is like a hole
Echo.
in it. Um
And Chris Webby.
so what I was gonna say is yeah, it's like the culture on the internet, it's just nothing but negative. Even in the real world, I feel like it's really negative. But this place is the one place that I've seen where it's just like everybody's still so helpful and friendly and just pretty much amazing, like you've had experience with. Do you
Yeah,
see that with
really.
more people coming in, the culture is going to change to the nasty Twitter culture or stuff like that? Or do you think it's going to pretty much stay positive and like this with it growing?
Anything can happen and it ebbs and flows. We've had a lot of the biggest changes have been when it went from open, I guess, really. And that was a big change, and ever since then there's big waves of people that come in. It's like a little bit of a culture shock and adjustment when they get used to the place. After a few weeks, anybody that's hardcore trolling usually has been banned so many times they get bored or they give up and they
Yeah.
stay. Because that's the point, right? You can't dislike it that much if you've been here for weeks. I'm not
Yeah.
buying your story. You're just a menace and you like it here and you just need someone to be nice to
Menace.
you. And that's what we do. So we be nice to even the most disruptive people until they get burnt out and they realize they're here because they like it and they just needed to settle down, like me in real
Like
life,
They
you.
just got to grow out of
like me.
that little
Yeah,
rebel
you
stage,
just gotta grow
like
up.
a teenager.
That's
Yeah.
all, and they
Well, the
do.
good thing about metaverse is time goes by faster. So a
It
couple months here
does.
is years.
It really does.
It really
That's
is.
I swear it's condensed, and I don't know if it's the whole attention span thing and being really focused or what, but I just see such big movements of the ecosystem in such short times. Like just rinse and repeat and it happens fast. Like what would take a decade in real life like the 90s, the 2000s, it feels like it happens in a couple months here.
Oh yeah, it's exponential growth, like you said.
Yeah, it's a weird concept. I like it.
Yeah.
Don't
We've had a
understand
couple
it, but I like
arrows.
it.
We've had a couple arrows in Horizon already.
It's been
I did want to
interesting.
mention that could you maybe I'm more interested in this, and because it's our podcast, we get to talk about what we're interested in, right? The one reason why I love to have you on this is because you're doing something that I have always wanted to do, which is you have a live stream. You get monetized by making content. So I was just seeing if you had any tips, advice, like a little how-to game plan, game book, if somebody wanted to get started with being a metaverse influencer.
Uh, yes. So I'm working on structuring this little small class. I've done more. I've helped a bunch of people get monetized. I do it for free. I'm never going to charge for that. I'll always make the time. Um, it's as simple as creating a Facebook page or converting your profile into a public figure. I can send links in, but they're both easily accessible on Google or Facebook, Business Manager, so on and so forth. You can visit facebook.com/creators and just apply. I have multiple pages that are monetized for my reels, my short video clips. If you've seen them, I get paid for those views. It is worth it, and the other platforms just don't compare. Um, I'm also monetized as a level up creator. I do need to go live again at this present time, 4 hours, and I'll have my badge. That is a requirement. I have not had as much time to live stream because I've been busy building and working.
Traveling.
4 hours, how often?
I think it's every 2 weeks.
Oh, that's not bad. That's
That's not that
No,
manageable.
bad.
it's I have to double check. I could be wrong. It could be every week, but either way, it's very
Okay.
manageable. It's
Yeah.
doable,
So
especially if
this
that's your focus.
so with this monetization, is it to where you could like live off of it? Like that's your bread and
Yes,
butter?
yes,
Is it enough to
absolutely.
cover survival and plus more, or
Um,
just survival?
It
so
can be.
this is not my statistic, and this information is publicly available. So I'm not breaching anything by mentioning it that I know of. The cap bonus for some pages per page per month is 35,000 for reels alone. There are also engagement bonuses and stories bonuses. From what I've read, it can take a couple million views to hit that point, but that is not impossible in this day and age when you're swinging 100 to 200,000 audience membership a
Not
day
at
if you had the
all.
time
Oh
to go
my
ham.
goodness.
Or if you have
Wow.
multiple pages, 10, 12 pages, earning that bonus. That is how people are getting rich these days. And they're having fun, so they're productive, so they're happy,
Yeah.
so
Damn,
they're
that's
That's
They
interesting.
don't have a
socializing.
job. They just do what they
So
want to do and get paid for it.
so how did you come across this?
Guys, Schlick's
So as you were saying,
Focus.
the cap's around 35,000, but you can
For
add
some,
other bonuses.
that's
Um, what do
Oh
you
wait,
think
wait, wait.
is a manageable like income somebody could strive for? Let's say they got 20,000 subscribers. Like, what do you think is a manageable goal for people to be like wanting to make? Of course, it's different for everybody, but
I'd go less. I'd say for someone under 5,000 subscribers could probably easily be clearing a couple thousand a month if they had a big enough network
wow.
or were committed enough off the bat. That's just a guess from what I've seen from all the people I've watched in the groups or helped, yeah.
That's amazing.
It
So
is unbelievable. And there's a creator fund coming here too, on top of being able to monetize your assets. So there are multiple funds. Instagram has a fund too. Or did. Last it.
so I was gonna say, how did you come across that? Like the whole monetization, like that's source of income.
I I had a lot of trial and errors. Like I said, my life was not always ideal, so there was a lot of making best of the situation and being creative, especially with having a son with special needs. That really limits me to what I can do, how far I can go. My trip was actually the first time in his 7 years of life that I've been away from him for more than a night. And that only time with
Uh-huh.
that was being in the hospital. So that was huge for me because of Meta. And like I said, the path that it brought me down. Yeah.
Did you cry when
So
you
you,
were away for the night?
I texted my grandmother quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked on her
so
quite.
so pretty much you came across that source of income just by finding ways to get creative to find ways to make income, and that's how you came across
Yeah.
like
And
live streaming and monetization
yeah,
and
well,
all that stuff.
that's the thing is people scoff at passive income and they say, oh, it's not stable, it's not this or that. Well, with Facebook, it is pretty stable and it pays well, for one. And two, the way streamers and content creators make money isn't by just streaming or posting, it's by layering. So they have 4 or 5 channels doing different things that are all monetized because your one podcast video could probably be chopped up to format multiple different audiences and fit under a few different pages with tweaked edits to be original enough. And then they stack those monetizations across multiple platforms if their contracts allow. And then you've got a lot of money at one time. That's where I'm heading,
Yeah.
hopefully. Yeah, it's been pretty
We
good
need to
so
hop
far.
on that. We definitely
That's
need
what I
to.
said
Yeah.
earlier.
The
What are we
one verse
doing,
needs
man?
to hop on that. We need multiple sources, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, they
Which
also
is a
have
perfect
We
time
the Culture.
which is a perfect time to take this little break right now to announce this episode has been sponsored by Kiwi Design. Play the clip.
And
Yeah.
that was
Use
Kiwi
code.
Designs. Be sure to use the code 1Verse when you order
No.
for 5% off your purchase.
You'd make a really good flight attendant. I mean, pilot's voice.
A what?
The
Like
flight attendant's
pilot,
voice.
Oh, yeah.
that one. I
Stewardess.
don't
That'd be
know.
Be a
amazing.
good stewardess.
Whoever
You
Yeah,
said
comes
I
that's
have a
over
funny.
good
the
voice. Thank you.
loudspeaker. That's not the pilot? Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the pilot and the
It's
Sometimes,
not?
stewardess.
sometimes,
Oh,
sometimes.
well, I'm
Yeah,
going
it
to
might
spend
be
a
the
lot of time
pilot.
wondering.
I'd be somebody that would be good on an intercom, though. Like,
I
now
bet you do it at work
approaching.
all the time.
Oh, we do have an
Schlick, please
intercom at
come to
work.
Schlick's office. Talk
And
some
I'm
stuff.
like, service department, park 50, service park 50. Or, yeah, when I talk on the phone, my voice gets even lower because when I was young, I hated, and it happened all the time. It'd be like, hi, little girl, is your mom home? And I'd be so mad because my voice was
Oh.
high till like 17, 18 years old. So when I answered the phone, I was like, I talked like, ah, da, da. And then when I answered the phone, I was like, hello. Oh yeah, okay. And now it's such a
Oh.
habit that now that I have a deeper voice, when I get on the phone, it goes from this to hello. So
How
it's
long
that
have
makes a
you
lot of
been
sense.
That
conditioned?
makes a lot of
How
sense.
I
long?
did it for
huh?
like because until like 17, my voice was like high, like a
Oh
little
my
kid.
god.
Oh man, yeah, you
Yeah,
had
I
a little
didn't, I
And
bitch's
how
didn't,
old
voice,
are
huh?
you?
I didn't.
How old are
26
you
now.
now?
26.
Oh my god, so for like 7 years you've been still going on and you can't
I've
stop.
been going like, hello,
Wow.
yes. And sometimes they answer the phone and they're like,
Is that
I thought you were a
frustrating?
voice recording. No, I kind of like it. I like my radio voice.
Excuse me,
Okay,
guys.
that's
My
alright
balls
then.
haven't grown today. I need to make a deep
Yeah,
voice.
I
yeah.
was gonna feel so bad for you. Like, that's a tough way to go.
So
Man,
I'm
I'm
like, thank you
sorry.
for calling Schlick. How can I help you? And they're like, who are you, dude? Why are you talking like that? No, this just sounds cool to me.
Aw. It's okay.
He
Everybody has a
pauses and he
customer
talks to
service
himself.
voice.
What the fuck am I
Yeah,
talking?
exactly.
Shit, it's
Mm.
funny.
Dude,
I
it's
did
not
not know
crazy to
that.
talk to yourself. It's just crazy to respond to yourself.
Well, that's what talking to
Remember
yourself
that.
Is
is.
it?
Literally.
So, like, you can talk to
Both
yourself,
things
but
you're
if you're
saying
like
are
having a
okay.
conversation with yourself, it's kind of
Ah.
borderline
Well,
Yeah, I'd
crazy.
yeah.
say
If you're
so.
asking
That's a
yourself a
little.
question and you're answering the question from yourself,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what
You're
the
like,
fuck?
I wonder what this is. And then you're like, oh, that's that. And you're like, oh man, did I just have a complete like full
So, do
circle
you use
convo
your
with
little
It's
girl
like,
myself?
voice
oh
or your
wait, I
deep
didn't
voice
even know
when you
that.
fuck?
Oh, but now I know. Now I figured it out.
Well,
Shit is
that's a
funny.
very good question, Schlick. The answer is that. And then I'm like, oh, thanks, Schlick. I appreciate that. You know, that borderline
Yeah.
crazy. Nah, I can't do the high pitched voice anymore. I went through puberty
I'm
at
sure you can.
17. Okay, I was a late bloomer.
It's okay. You'll be okay. I think you turned out all right. You got a podcast. You're chilling.
Got a podcast now. Chilling.
Don't
Chilling
focus
with the
on.
Kaceymon. Who's that
Uh,
Pokemon? We're gonna have to have that in the very beginning of the episode. Please.
Oh yeah, that'd be
that
perfect.
shit'll be funny.
That's
Too.
gonna
Cool
be a
little intro.
short.
It's gonna
Who's
be
Yeah.
an
that
outline of
Pokemon?
Casey.
And then it's gonna be you blacked out.
Yeah. Black-
Just me like
Special guest
resting my
coming
hand in my
soon.
head, like,
Yes.
yeah.
All right. This is a
The
good
infamous sigh.
a good turning point. Buffy Buffers and Frontamato were probably the worst people for this question. And I'm glad they're watching, so you can actually know I'm talking to
funny.
y'all, know how to answer this question. Okay, there's a
What?
little thing that we do in terms of fast food pizza franchises, and there's four choices. There's Domino's, Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Little Caesars. And the thing that we like asking is ranking from 1 through 4, 1 being the best, 4 being the worst. How would you rate those franchises?
And you said what were they again? Domino's,
Pizza Hut, Papa
John's,
John, Domino's, Little Caesars.
Little Caesars last.
Okay.
Domino's first. Papa John's second. Pizza Hut third.
Oh.
I'll-
Oh,
Papa John's.
interesting.
Why does everybody hate on Papa John's? I thought they
I
were
don't.
first.
It's if I could say both, like Domino's and Papa John's would be first, and then Pizza Hut, and then
Nah, you gotta rank one
Little
or the
Caesars.
other.
No.
So you said
You put
Domino's first,
Domino's first.
Papa John's second,
Yeah.
Pizza Hut third, and
I
Little
think that's
Caesars
the
last.
first. It's definitely
Yeah.
the
So
first.
like sometimes little decisions can be tough, but if I really like a song and it just speaks to my particular problem, it's a really good answer. So like Echo has a song, something about the pizza guy. It's Domino's or something. So that's why Domino's went first. It was just an easy
Okay.
way
We'll
to answer
take
your
it.
question. That's how my
Yeah, I
thought.
don't
do
think
you
there's
like
a song
about-
out there about Papa John's.
That shit is
yet.
funny.
Yeah, like that's how I remember things. So I don't know. I like pizza, man. Why do I gotta pick? It's stressful.
You've done better than a lot of people. Some people
But you
like
picked already. You
Buffy
did
Buffers
it.
and Fran were like,
True.
I don't and it was like 5 minutes and we still couldn't get an answer out of them. So
No, if there are people watching,
she was like,
you
I
just
actually
think of
like to cook
something and
my
go
own
with it.
pizza in my own brick
Yeah.
oven. And I was like,
Yeah.
well, that's not the question. Yeah, but I'm also a vegetarian, vegan, and don't eat gluten. So I also have the, and I'm like, okay, but that's not the question. We're just talking about the franchises. And they're like, well, I really like making
Yeah.
chicken wings. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay,
See,
next.
you're talking to people that think alike. I think so. I
Yeah,
understand where she went with
that
that.
was
Like,
great.
she wanted to acknowledge your question, but also
Fran
explain
thinks I'm
herself.
attacking her right now. I'm sorry. Okay, I might have exaggerated a little. Okay,
Look what you did to them. Don't you feel
I
bad?
know. They're
There
hating
you go.
right now.
Wow, you
Nah,
just put
Buffy's
the
laughing.
table
She's
back
having a
on them.
roll. She's having a roll over there. She's definitely laughing.
Yeah.
Buffy's silly. I love her.
She's always
Oh
And
laughing.
Fran
man.
and
You know how she's
Homemade.
laughing? The way that I know that she's laughing right now is because her neck keeps breaking backwards every time. So that's like I know that she's
You're right.
laughing for sure when it keeps breaking. Look at that,
You're
Yep,
boom,
there
right.
it is. There it is.
break.
You're
Oh
right.
But
man.
yeah, that was a good response. I'll take it.
Yeah.
I was thinking Papa's
Oh.
was first. We're
Watch
gonna
me
make a
have said
really
the
sick
wrong.
jingle.
But what if I
No,
said the wrong
there's no
thing?
right or wrong
That'd be really
choice.
funny. Did anyone
That's the
It's
thing.
fact check
No, there
personal
is
that?
definitely a
opinion.
wrong choice.
No.
Little
It's a
Caesars number
personal
one is the wrong
preference.
choice.
Look, Little Caesars is
But you put it
okay.
last.
I don't have anything against it. It's just not my favorite. That's all.
Yeah,
Why?
$5
Why is that?
Maybe.
Though?
$5
Is it
pizza,
is it
hot and ready.
is it kind of like a
It's good.
cardboard or
The sauce isn't sweet.
the sauce isn't sweet?
Yeah.
Ah, so you like
Yeah,
sweet
sauce
stuff.
too bitter.
You're a sweet type.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
Domino's.
Okay.
I
I guess
had
Domino's is
a
kind of
low.
sweet.
No, I had
It
an
is
And
the
elote
bread.
pastry. It was a pastry
Hmm.
with the elote seasoning and then corn, and it was so good. That was good.
But
I like that kind of.
what kind of
sweet
bakery was it?
stuff. Japanese bakery, Asian bakery.
Oh,
Oof. They definitely
It
know
was
how to make some
amazing.
fire shit.
oh,
It
heck
was
yeah.
like a sweet roll. It was amazing. Mhm.
That's
I need
fire.
to silence me.
So I heard
I
it
know.
up there.
Switching from that conversation of pizza. By the way, good choice, good selection, good selection.
It was
Awesome.
decent. It's acceptable.
I,
It's acceptable.
Thanks.
We'll take it.
I definitely is
Appreciate
acceptable.
it.
Yeah, I like it. It's a good choice.
Papa John's as
Um,
2. Pizza Hut at 3rd makes my day. That's this dude's favorite.
Yeah, pizza is my number one.
And
Pizza
I
Hut's
think
good.
he's kind of crazy. But
Hey,
yeah.
have you noticed though? There's been a lot more Pizza Hut on top of Papa John's in all these podcasts that we've done. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing it out.
Yeah,
Like,
Pizza
it's
has
just the
always
same
been
so
thing
there.
with the
far.
sauce for me. It's bitter. It's not sweet. If it was sweet, I'd eat Pizza Hut a lot more. Like, if they did a sweet sauce, I'd be happy.
Sorry, we got back on the topic. What were you gonna say? Neil?
Sorry. Pizza. He started
so
it.
yeah, so being here, all right, Kaceymon. So being here
Yes.
for a year and a half, right?
Yes.
And being here now, what
Mhm.
do you see? Let's say in the next year of Horizon Worlds, like what do you see in the future? In the future of this space,
Well,
like what are
a
your
lot of
predictions? Your vision
So a
that you
lot of
see happening?
a lot. It's gonna move fast. Everything is growing exponentially, which means the timeline for developing so many things is gonna shrink. You can replicate a lot of real life experiments right here in VR. And if you think the biggest of the big places haven't figured that out, you're wrong. Now, I'd still consider this just ground level or just on the outside edge of it. But once this goes open world, that's it. It's hats off to the races. If everybody thought going open US was intense, no, you have no idea what it's getting ready to be like. It's going to be like a new gold rush. I think there's going to be a lot of uncertainty and unknowns in the next 5 years, but I think it's all going to be tech based, rapid growth, lots of jobs. And I think we're going to see a more even playing field, honestly, across the board. And I think Meta stands behind that. I think, if anything, they've taught supportive competition is so much better than competitive. Or you got to be competitive to an extent, but you don't have to be cutthroat. That when we all work together, our net is so much wider, audience is wider. potential for earning and idea sharing is just so much bigger. Why would that not be scalable on a higher level and reach out into real life? So I think that is going to be our short-term future, is we're going to see a lot of people working together. Hopefully, I would love to see a lot of these companies working together and strengthening the platforms in unison,
Big time. Big
and
time.
a new headset, of course. So,
Mhm.
yeah, we're going to see a lot of
Are
new
you gonna
competing
buy
devices.
Cambria, or are
Yeah,
you gonna get sponsored and get Cambria for free?
I think that since I decline applying for direct meta employment often because I can't leave the plaza if I'm a guide, I would be so thrilled with sponsorship. I would be elated. That'd be perfect. I would do that.
So they offer you a job as a community guide?
So they don't offer, but there are times when it goes open application instead of internal. And I've declined because I can't leave the
Hmm.
plaza. So while I'm
Yeah.
positive, I still have a meter. And when I notice my positivity meter just like hitting the absolute floor, like I'm just not entertained at all or even content, I nope, I leave. And I have that right because I'm not an employee. Those
Mhm.
guides are made of steel. People think it's easy being Zuckerberg or Meta employees or even what I do. No, those people take nothing but pure hatred all day long, and they do it with a smile because they get to be around
Amen.
all of us. But Zuckerberg takes most, so yeah. No.
By the way, just to touch up a little bit on that whole your future vision, I heard from a little bit of intel that maybe in the future DoorDash is gonna partner up with Horizon Worlds or Meta.
I mean, I love DoorDash. I use it often. Have for a long time.
So
So the
pretty
reason
interesting.
why shareholder like briefing announcement and somebody who Mark introduced to us is the co-founder of DoorDash. He's going to be working with Meta. So I was thinking the co-founder of DoorDash working with Meta um, seems like Meta and DoorDash could have a cool sponsorship. Why else would Wendy's be there? Just imagine being able to go into Wendy's. You have your DoorDash app in Horizon, just
Yep.
boom, 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 gets delivered to your door while you're in the VR headset. It's coming.
Why are you
Right.
leaking this
Yeah.
to me? That's what I want to know.
I'm leaking it to everybody.
Who
Be a
gave you the
Okay.
shareholder. It's
consent to
public
leak it while
info.
I'm here? Oh, yeah. But who gave that green light? That's what I want to
Schlick
Me,
know.
did.
I
Did
gave it.
you?
Well, it's
Yeah.
something that is it's gonna come though, because
It's an
I don't know,
assumption.
before even I got into Horizon Worlds, I kind of like
Mhm.
saw the visions of the capabilities of the metaverse, because it's the idea of the metaverse, like Web 3.0, right? Like these things are gonna come along to it because it's part of the metaverse. It's the evolution
Yes.
of the internet, so it's
Yeah.
bound to come along literally to where like you could go in a store in a digital storefront, and it's let's say for example is Adidas, right? You come into a
Yeah,
digital
of
storefront.
course.
Oh, look at those digital Adidas shoes that I want. You get to see it, like if you're there in real life, you like it, okay, let me add it to the cart. Bam, order it. Bam, get shipped to your house in the real world. So I could definitely see that integration
And
happening
put it in your
in Horizon
avatar.
Worlds with your
That's
food.
right.
It's part of
That's
it's
right.
part of the whole NFT realm and crypto realm and what this is
Yeah.
becoming, the metaverse.
I'm trying to
So it
hit
makes
those
sense it's gonna come.
sponsorships. Like
Yeah.
this is the time where I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I
I'm
do
ready
need
for that
things.
too. We want all the sponsors. We want Domino's. We want Pizza Hut. We want Little Caesars, even though you whack. We want all of y'all to sponsor us here at the
Pizza Hut. He
OneVerse.
didn't say Pizza Hut, but we definitely want you
Pizza
guys
No,
to
he
Hut,
have
Pizza
Pizza
did.
Hut.
Hut, definitely.
Pizza Hut.
No, I didn't hear him say
Papa
it.
We'll take
John's.
it.
You know,
We'll take your
now,
money.
wow, look at that subliminal, not so messaging. Is my headset dying? Oh no.
No,
No,
No, no,
Oh
it
no,
no.
don't
is.
let it die. No, no,
she died.
no, no.
She's gone. She'll come back. Episode number 2 with the dead headset.
I know, right? Don Preston was the first one, everybody. Don Preston.
But one thing I wanted to mention to you, like, if there was a message that you could just instill into every one of your fans, everybody in the metaverse, like, what would you what's your message to everybody that's watching you? Like, what's your thing that you think everybody should know and take in consideration?
Well, everybody should take into account that, in essence, a lot of those self-help books and like prophetic sounding things, that it is this easy. At times it is. Now I do a lot of hard work, but compared to most professions and struggles, this is considerably easier. What I mean is, you can do this. Doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you're old enough to earn. It doesn't matter if you're 60 years old or 18, you can have a future here in the metaverse. There's space for everybody here. There's room for everyone to coexist and just make the best living they can and bring it full circle. Improve your real life through the metaverse and improve the metaverse through your real life, and let it be back and forth, and I guess just help the people around you. And that, love you guys. I tried not to get
Uh-huh.
wholesome, but it's not like you made me feel wholesome the minute I walked in here, so technically it's your fault. And
No, we
the
want
hot
you to be
potato's yours
wholesome.
now.
Hot potatoes.
Hot potato, hot potato,
You
Well,
can have it
hot
too.
potato,
I keep
well,
a
we
hot
backup.
potato.
definitely
Nah, sorry.
hot potato time. Hot potato. Well, we definitely love having you here. Such a good vibe. Thank you for the positive message. And hopefully, all these
Thanks.
listeners on Spotify, YouTube heard that. They take that message, they run with it,
Just
they do
do it.
something amazing with it.
Just
You know.
do
So
it.
Just
remember,
Just
do
do
it.
do
it.
it.
Just get
Just
up and
Do
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 it.
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 Just do it. What are you waiting
Just
for? I'm
do it.
almost
I said,
30. I
fucking
did
do
it.
it.
You can
Just
do it.
do it.
Get up and do it. This is assertive kindness. Get up and do it. Because I said so. Get up. Have a
There
good
you
life.
go.
Shout out
Stop
That's
Shia
the
wasting your
LaBeouf.
toxic
time.
positivity you're talking about.
Um, you know
Get up
what?
and
Yeah,
Hey, yo,
I
listen
might.
here. You're
Just
gonna
Get
do
do
it.
it
up
right
and make your
now.
life better. You're
yeah.
going to make your life better. You're going to do it. You're going to be fine. I have bad anxiety. I don't care if you do too. You'll live. I lived. And it's better
hmm
once you do better things. Just do it.
Man, I feel like we're in a
That made
WWE WrestleMania
that
right
made you
now.
jump and
Yeah.
everything.
I know. I'm like
Yeah.
pumped
He said,
up. You just
"Yeah."
gave me a
Hype.
freaking energy
Yeah.
boost.
Energize.
Yeah,
Wow.
That's
people
so
ask. I have
funny.
some people ask me sometimes. They're like, "Can I just have a personal motivation message?" And I'm like, "Yeah, what you need?" And I send it on over. I love it. Yeah, sometimes you need to. It's okay if you need somebody to give you a push. Sometimes you
Oh
just
yeah,
do. Doesn't make you weak. So if you need a push, ask somebody. I'll send you a
everyone needs
ridiculous
it at some
message telling
point.
you to get up, get out of bed, shit done, and then go have a good
Let
time.
me sign up for that. I need it sometimes.
Just
Yeah,
let me know.
you need it, bro.
You know where you
We
can
all need it.
integrate that, right?
Look, as long as
What was that?
In an NFT.
An NFT.
Buy my NFT and get positive motivations
Get
once a week.
positive motivation every morning.
daily assertive
Daily
I'll send you an
affirmations,
NFT every
daily
morning of positive
affirmations for the
information.
NFT. Yeah.
you will succeed. Build it,
You will
for they
succeed.
will come. Metaverse.
Yes. Psst,
Yeah.
psst, psst.
So
Schlick
Kaceymon,
will be the first one
thank
to
you
buy
for
that NFT.
coming. Thank you for
You're
coming. Thank you for
Yeah,
welcome.
we
shedding your light, your
appreciate you.
positivity, your creativity. We love you here at the 1Verse. Thank you to all the guests that came and joined us today for this live
We can have you
episode
back
with
soon.
Kaceymon.
Love all you
Uh,
guys. All of you. All the OGs. You all know who you are. My good close friends, you guys. Thank you.
hey,
Yeah. And that's a wrap.
love you guys. We love you guys. And remember, before we go, 1Verse, where we're all one in the metaverse.
This looks
That's a wrap.